Tantrums really can happen to anyone, and these celebrities have proven that. Hey guys, I'm your host Lauren, and today we're going to be counting down the top 10 celebrity meltdowns that were controversial for the year so far. Let's get into it. Number 10, we have Hugh Grant. Hugh Grant really misdirected his anger while on the set of the film Dungeons & Dragons. During an interview with Total Film magazine, Hugh revealed, "I lost my temper with a woman in my eyeline on day one. I assumed she was some executive from the studio who should have known better." Going on to say, then it turns out that she's an extremely nice local woman who is the chaperone of the young girl. He admitted that he had to do a lot of groveling and admitted that his tantrum was just terrible and inexcusable. But this isn't the first time he's had an outburst. The former Daily Show host, Jon Stewart, once called Hugh one of the worst guests he's ever had on the show. Hugh later revealed that there was truth to this and said during an interview with Andy Cohen he wasn't entirely wrong. He continued on by saying, "I did have a tantrum backstage. About once a year I have a really mega tantrum, and sadly he witnessed one, so he's absolutely right." I guess one thing we have to give Hugh is that he always owns up to his yearly meltdowns. Number 9, we have Chris Brown. When talking about meltdowns, we have to talk about Chris Brown being a sore loser at this year's Grammys. The star was furious when he lost out on an award for the best R&B album, even admitting that he never even heard of the winner. Chris took to Instagram to share his thoughts to his fans. He shared a screenshot of the results and said, "Who the F is Robert Glasper?" He then went on to say, "I got to get my skills up. I'm gonna start playing the harmonica." Believing his fans were laughing with him, he shared a video of himself where he edited on a harmonica and wrote, "New level unlocked." Not all Twitter users were on his side though. One user wrote, "Chris Brown being unaware of Robert Glasper tells me everything I need to know about why he's still making regurgitated 2012 era R&B and pop." Another added, "Robert Glasper is a talented guy and he deserves to win. Take that, Chris Brown." A third wrote, "Robert Glasper might help Chris Brown finally make a song that doesn't sound like 2013. Because of this public outburst and the backlash he began receiving, he was forced to issue an apology to Robert and DM'd him, but then went on to share a screenshot of the message to his Instagram story. Most likely did this to get people off of his back. He wrote, "Congratulations, my brother. I would like to apologize if you took offense to my reaction at the Grammys. You were not intended to be the target, and I know I came off really rude and mean." Going on to say, "After doing my research, I actually think you're amazing." The apology then kind of takes a little turn, and he wrote, "The organization isn't doing us blacks our due diligence. You and I should have never been in the same category. Two totally different vibes and genres." He ended it with another congratulations, but fans were still pretty unsure about this. One Twitter user wrote, "Is this an apology or a roast?" Another added, "He couldn't have done this privately." Number 8, we have Britney Spears. Is Britney Spears low-key in the back of your mind too? There has been a lot of worry, mysteries, and conspiracies surrounding her for ages. With her interesting Instagram videos and captions, it definitely has some fans and other celebrities very concerned. So when she had a meltdown during a dinner date with her husband earlier this year, it definitely didn't help. Britney and her husband went out to a restaurant in LA, but it ended with Britney becoming visibly upset. When they arrived for their dinner, fans quickly noticed who she was and started taking photos and filming her. This caused Britney to become sort of uncomfortable. According to a witness, Britney seemed manic and began yelling and talking in gibberish. After this, reportedly her husband walked out, leaving her to have to leave with a bodyguard not long after. After this behavior, supporters of the Free Britney movement feared that she was still being controlled. While the suspicions grew, Britney tried to calm down her fans and shared that she couldn't breathe due to a panic attack. She also reportedly admitted that she hasn't had real consciousness for 3 years. This pushed many Britney fans to look at her husband as being the reason for this. Sam told TMZ earlier this year, "I don't even control what we have for dinner." Going on to say, "You know, in the past there has been a lot of stuff going on, so I understand where fans are coming from." She really went on to address the video of her meltdown in an Instagram story not too long after, and tried to poke fun at it. She said in the clip, "Alright, the best thing about the TMZ video, to me personally, I'm starving, was the pasta." Going on to say, "What if I jumped on the table next to me in the video and ate their pasta?" She then asked Sam, who entered the frame, "Wouldn't that be hot?" Along with the clip, she also posted another video of her flipping off the camera with no caption. Sam then took to his own page and posted, "Don't believe what you read online, people." Guess we'll never really know the truth truth of what happened that night. Number 7. Kim Kardashian. Does Kim Kardashian handle her children's tantrums well? Many fans don't necessarily think so. During an interview on a podcast, Kim admits she suffers from mom guilt from time to time when dealing with work and parenting, sharing how overwhelming it can be, and revealed that she will lock herself in another room while her kids are having a meltdown. She shared, "My friend and I will text each other and be in tears, literally locking ourselves in the room away from a kid having a tantrum, when that's not what you should do." She also admitted that she will cry herself to sleep on occasions because of the difficulties in finding the balance. This sparked quite a bit of criticism throughout social media, with fans telling her to get a reality check, going on to point out that she has a team behind her to back her up and help her take care of her children. One Twitter user wrote, "Pretending she does anything around her mansion with staff on call for everything is ridiculous." Another added, "I have no issue with her having a whole staff of chefs or glam team, nannies, etc. But where I get annoyed is when they claim it's so hard to be a parent regarding the day-to-day." Number 6. Steve Harvey. We have to talk about Steve Harvey's outburst on Family Feud from earlier this year. In a video that was posted on Instagram by Family Feud official, it showed Steve tossing his cards when a contestant answers shocked him. In the clip, he asked the contestant, "Name something that a person with long legs might not be able to fit into." The contestant said, "Long pants?" Steve then reacted dramatically when the leaderboard showed that pants was actually the second top answer. He then let go of his cards before walking off stage. Though some loved this dramatic move, others thought it was just way too overdone. One Twitter user wrote, "Steve Harvey is the reason I stopped watching Family Feud." And another added, "This show has really lowered its standards." And at number 5, we have Alec Baldwin. Alec Baldwin reportedly had a bit of a confrontation with a server at the 2023 PEN America Spring Literary Gala. The anonymous server claimed to the media that it all started when she first asked Alec to move out of the way so that her and the other servers could hand out dinner plates. She said, "I was going to feed the head of the table, but that's who he was talking to. So I went up to him and I said, 'I'm sorry, sir, but we're going to have servers walking through the tables here in a minute.'" According to the server, Alex then said, "So when is it a good time to talk to my friends? Do I have to explain it to you?" The server shared that she tried to de-escalate his anger, which just resulted in Alec reportedly telling her to step aside, before walking away and calling her a peasant. The source then said, "I don't think it's a celebrity thing. Maybe it's people's upbringings. Who knows what makes people bitter?" Alec never made any comments on these claims, but you know what they say. You can really tell who a person is by how they treat staff. Number 4, we have Jamie Foxx. The upcoming action movie Back in Action, starring Cameron Diaz and Jamie Foxx, has had a series of dramas. The film set has had struggles throughout their time filming, with Jamie's health problems and then Jamie's alleged meltdown, which reportedly caused Cameron to rethink her whole career. A source close to the stars alluded to the meltdown, which reportedly led to Jamie firing an executive producer, 2 directors, and his driver. The source said there have been some issues on set and Jamie has had a major meltdown over it all, going on to say he demanded the problems be sorted immediately and sacked 4 of our production staff. The insider shared that some people on set are completely over Jamie's outbursts, claiming that the star was pretty unpopular on set because of it all. Allegedly because of this, Cameron is having second thoughts about coming back into the industry. The source explained, "Cameron hates drama and confrontation. This is why she retired from the business in the first place." Going on to say, "She's already proven herself in the industry and has nothing left to prove to anyone. Looks like we'll have to see how this one plays out." Number 3, we have Drake Bell. It has been quite a year for Drake Bell and it's only May. Earlier this year, a source confirmed that Drake was splitting up from his wife Janet. Just a few weeks after the news was released, Drake seemed to really go down a dark path. Clips started emerging of the star inhaling balloons in his car while parked at a vape shop in California. According to a source at the time, Drake was getting outpatient help for narcotic use, saying Drake has to take some time to get help and focus on his health. By April, things weren't looking to get much better, and Drake briefly went missing in Florida. The Daytona Beach Police Department shared a post on Facebook indicating that officers were now looking for him, saying he was considered missing and endangered. Luckily, he was found just a few hours later. Reportedly, this was due to the separation from his wife, leading to a pretty difficult mental state for the star. Number 2, we have Amanda Bynes. A pretty sad story is that of Amanda Bynes. Back in March, Amanda was placed on a psychiatric hold after being spotted roaming the streets of LA naked. She then flagged down a car, admitting to the driver that she was coming down from an episode. This came a year after her 8-year-long conservatorship, which was terminated after a judge decided it was no longer required. At the time, she was reportedly doing really well and moving in with her fiance at the time, Michael. But it wasn't long before things between the two would end, with Amanda claiming that she kicked him out of the house and telling the media it's because he wasn't taking his medications. happens. Michael said after the fact, "I left to go get my own place. I moved home and established boundaries." Going on to say, "She embarrassed me to keep the attention off of her. She acted to shame me away." He even continued to claim that Amanda was having flings with other people throughout the whole duration of their relationship. And at number 1, we have TJ Holmes. TJ Holmes was accused earlier this year for completely terrorizing staff and yelling at people on the set of Good Morning America. This comes after both TJ and Amy Robach, the co-host of the show, were taken off the air due to their affair. According to insiders, before he officially left, he was perceived as being snooty and nasty before finally making his departure. A source told Page 6 he terrorizes the staff. They hate him. Going on to say he yells at producers, snaps at people, and people don't want to work with him. Another insider shared, "He loves himself and really thinks he's a huge star. He acts like he runs the place." They even went on to say that you should never get on his bad side because he's been known to hold a very strong grudge. Of course, these allegations found their way to TJ, and a source close to the former co-host said the allegations were transparent and baseless character assassination. Regardless if it's true or not, they most likely won't be working with him again on the show anytime soon, and that's probably a relief to them. Well, that's all we have for you guys today. Let us know in the comments below what celebrity meltdown shocked you the most, and we'll see you in the next one.